So this is going to be a video I am totally going to enjoy making. We're going to talk about building an empire. So I told my mom not that long ago that, oh, I'm too busy building my own empire. And she has mentioned it to me several times since, because apparently she loves it. She's like, I can't believe you said that. I thought that was just the best thing in the world, blah, 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 blah. So I keep coming back to this idea of building an empire. And the first person I think of is Kristen Martin. I admire Kristen Martin beyond words. This girl has self-published 5 books, I think now. 5 books. She has her own publishing company. She works a full-time job. She is the biggest girl boss I could ever think of. And I want to be similar to her. Not exactly like her, but I am so glad she's blazing the path for other writers such as myself, because she is an inspiration, truly an inspiration. And she has encouraged me to take that step forward and to do something different. For example, I've been doing authortube, I don't know, roughly over a year, 2 years now maybe, I'm not sure. And, you know, it's been kind of meh. That's how I feel about this whole process. I've been meh, forcing myself through it. But I've had a change of heart, and I've really considered it. And at the end of the day, I am a writer. I know I am a writer. I know I was meant to be a writer. It's something I'm never going to doubt. I've always known this. It is what it is. And I decided it was time to invest in myself. And the scariest thing when it comes to investing in yourself is you wonder, can I do it? And I realized that the only thing you can do is say, you know what? Yes, I can do it. You have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to. You have to wake up every single day and say, I am a writer. I am going to do this. You cannot let anything else stand in your way. So I purchased my domain name. And sure, blah, 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 what does that matter? Well, I paid cash to purchase my domain name. So, you know, $200. Yeah, you better believe I'm going to put some time and effort and energy into making sure my author platform is as good as it's going to get. And sure, some people might have been able to work on something like a free website and make it work. Me, I needed that push. That was me proving to myself I am investing in me. Stop being scared. You are a writer. You are going to do this. End of story. And I am a year and a half into my master's program. I only have 6 months left. With that said, I've got 6 months left in my master's program. I've already self-published 1 book, and I just finished my novel, over 100,000 words worth of words. Okay, it's time. It's time for me to really go ahead, put things in place. And no, everything's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be final. But I have to get the ball rolling. 6 months. My book is finished. I need to get to editing, and my goal has originally been to query around November. I feel like that will probably get pushed back, and that's okay, because this is the editing phase. I fully believe I need to put the time and effort into editing, because that is the most crucial part, I think, because then I also have to decide if I'm querying that I'm traditionally published, if I get denied by all of them, or if it's not what I think it should be, then I'll self-publish, and that is an entirely different path, and everything that will encompass, I'm not ready to deal with that because I've still got school on my plate, but come January, I can deal with that. That's 6 months to get everything together, start working on this platform. So, you know, I've always been the type of person, I'm dedicated. People think I'm crazy because I go to bed at 9 p.m. I'm 24 years old. I wake up at 5 a.m., sometimes 4:45 a.m., and I go to bed at 9 p.m. I write every single morning before I go to work. 500 words is always my goal. I was doing 1,000, but that wasn't realistic for me, so 500 words before I go to work. I'm disciplined. I'm a grandma. I have never had to be told what to do. I know what to do. I take it upon myself to do those things because I'm a mature individual. That's just who I've always been. So for me, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I've said this in another video. I, at one point, wanted to lose weight. And I was like, oh, I can lose weight, blah, blah, blah. And then when it came down to it, you know, easier to say it, I assure you. But there became a point where I actually did it. I dedicated myself. I gave up all the food I wanted to eat. I cried when I had to eat that salad. But I lost the weight. And once you do that, you can look back at yourself and say, you know what? I did it. I just proved to myself I can do it. So whenever you are tasked with something, it's not as daunting. Daunting. It's a weird word. But it's not as overwhelming. It's not as scary because, hey, I've already done this. Whatever. So for the same thing, when I did NaNoWriMo, I did 60,000 words in a month. I did 1,600 words on average per day. Okay, I did it. I've done it. I proved to myself it's not impossible to do that. And just because of that, I've been able to push myself to write every single day. I know it's not crazy. Once you have done it, it becomes so much easier, I assure you, 110%. And I've just really been doing a lot of thinking. You know, this is me now. I'm 24 years old. I'm single, almost done with my master's. This is my time. Writing is my passion. This world is mine to take. It's time for me to travel, to make everything that I want. Books have always been my escape. I love to read, and because of that, I love to write. Writing is my way of expressing myself, and everyone does it differently. And for me, there's something about using words and trying to think of things differently. I like to sometimes get drunk. And when I'm drunk, I love it sometimes because I can look at things differently. I take a flower and I sit there and stare at it and say, okay, what does this remind me of? How can I perceive this in a different light? What analogy can I make with it? It's just breaking things down and examining them. And as also a psych minor, that was my undergrad degree, I am interested in how things work. It's what I do, guys. And so I'm waking up every day and I'm saying, you know what? I will be published. I will be successful. I want these things. I can do them. I will achieve them. Nothing's in my way. And I have a vision for myself. It's always been my goal and my vision to one day be a college professor and write. Or quit everything and write and work at a coffee shop from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. because I need some kind of structure in my life. But it's a vision. It's what I see for my future. And because I can see it and I visualize it, and I need a vision board, but that's what's going to happen. There's nothing that is going to stop me from doing this. So this was maybe just a pep talk to myself. I don't know. But I think it's important that everyone has their own empire that they want to build, whether that's writing or not. If you're not a writer, okay, well, what lights your flame? What makes you feel passionate? What do you enjoy doing? Is it artist? Is it painting? I couldn't think of the word, guys. Is it painting? Is it photography? What is it? Because you need to take that passion and fuel it. If you don't have it in your life, you're never going to feel complete. I assure you. I didn't start writing until, 2 years ago. Really? 2 summers? Yeah, 2 summers ago. And since then, my life has been completely changed. I feel like a different person. I feel happy. I feel satisfied with myself because I know this was my purpose in life. This is what I am meant to do, no doubt. So below in the comments, let's talk about what your empire is, what you want to build, and what you want out of life. What's your passion? You know, any suggestions you have for other people who are trying to find their own passion. So I'm going to end this video now. I think I'm losing my voice, so I need to go. Bye, guys.